My name is Yvette Schmitter. Some call me a strategist, some call me a tech leader, but I'm really a futurist. I'm going to share with you my thoughts about the metaverse and all the places we can go, because I'm truly excited about the possibilities that lie within the metaverse, because things are only impossible until they are not. The next frontier of the internet has been estimated to be well north of $1 trillion in annual revenue. $1 trillion. That's a lot of opportunity for those who want to take that next bet. Our technological evolution has been amazing, as well as drastic. Think back to the first mobile phones. They weighed 2.5 pounds, they were 9 inches tall. They had this amazing, wait for it, battery life of 35 minutes, and all that could be yours for the bargain basement price of $3,995. Well, today, our mobile phones are as light as a feather. They can fit in your pocket, small as the pocketbooks. They have a battery life ranging of about 19 hours for an average price of $553 US. Well, those same type of technological leaps and bounds have happened with our internet as well. Think back to the very first Web 1.0. You know, horrendous end user experience, read-only static pages that took forever to load, compared to where we are today with Web 2.0. Lightning fast searches, great end user experience, mostly read-write dynamic content. But to get to those economies of scale, everything had to be centralized, and a few not to be named social media platforms have monopolized that structure and turned us into products with very little control over our own data. So if we make that next turn of the evolutionary wheel of the internet, it brings us to Web 3.0. Scaled, portable personal technology that's secure and decentralized. It literally puts the keys of control of data use and interaction in the hands of the users. It enables creatives and their communities to build independent digital ecosystems. So the decentralization, how is that enabled? Through blockchain. The blockchain protocol, which is secure, makes it nearly impossible to change, hack, or steal, has an ability to enable people to share money and information securely over the internet. So the decentralization, or DeFi, creates this peer-to-peer financial services between two parties and literally removes the control that traditional banks and financial institutions have over money. So in the metaverse, you can create, sell, and market with no hidden fees. So think about it. The only transaction fee is when you move crypto from one wallet to the next. So the metaverse has been on the tip of everyone's tongue recently, and it's not a new term. It's been around since the 1990s when it popped up in a book written by Neal Stephenson called Snow Crash. In this book, he describes an elaborate virtual reality called the metaverse. Well, I think Neal did a great job. Totally awesome. He has a wonderful imagination, but I think we can go bigger and better. And I'm not alone in that thinking. Grayscale has reported that there's an opportunity to generate over $1 trillion annual in the metaverse. So what is it? What is the metaverse? Think of the metaverse as providing a secure, common, decentralized, distributed framework that allows people to exchange money, share data and information, and reuse it across application, community, and enterprise boundaries. It literally gives us control of our own data. No more do we have to let other people tell us how we can interact with one another, as well as control of our own data. So this decentralization that we so crave for today in Web 2.0 is ushered in Web 3.0. Think of it this way. In Web 2.0 world, the most powerful person in the world is not the President of the United States. It's the person who can ban the President of the United States from their social media platform. When I invite you to think about the metaverse, think of it at its core as being a feature-rich, bi-directional semantic web. Okay, so what does that mean? Say we wanted to go out to dinner, to go to a Thai food restaurant, but first we wanted to see a sci-fi movie. Today, in Web 2.0, we do a search on a movie theater, read all the summaries and the reviews, and do the same thing for a Thai restaurant. Make our selections, and then head out the door. Tasks like this become super easy and fast in Web 3.0 because you would open up your Web 3.0 browser, enter in a complex sentence or two, and let the web do all the work. It'll do all the analysis, all the research, and present you with results so you can go on your way. Now, I think that's great. I think increased productivity to get out the door faster, to shop and to eat or whatever is wonderful, but that's not the type of opportunity I'm talking about in the metaverse. The type of opportunity that the metaverse enables for us, it democratizes access to societal key things like healthcare, business, job opportunities, and education. The pandemic has had unimaginable impact on everyone's life, everyone's. But it's also ripped off the covers to expose the fragility and dysfunction of our healthcare system. A healthcare system where today still 70% use fax machines to move patient records around. A healthcare system that does have the electronic and medical health records, but they've been built to standardize billing and coding and not provide us that interoperability we so desperately need. A healthcare system that is riddled with information silos, that's turned our hospitals into hubs of all things health, filled with sick, frustrated people sitting in overcrowded emergency rooms, being treated by emotionally and physically exhausted clinicians. And if you get admitted, you have a 1 in 20 chance of picking up a hospital-borne infection. But what if the metaverse could digitally transform our healthcare system to reduce the burden on our hospitals and turn them into wellness centers focused on disease prevention? What if the metaverse could bring prescriptive guidance to the masses, preventative care to the masses, through portable sensors and devices where they can see their data and make healthcare decisions based on their data, where clinicians will still have access to monitor remotely and securely. The metaverse mobilizes clinical workflows. Think about this. What about being able to receive diagnostic treatment and monitoring from where you are? No more hailing an Uber, catching a cab, riding a bus. No more having to go to a physical brick and mortar to get routine treatment and care. You can get it from where you are, from the comfort of your own home. The metaverse removes all the physical barriers related to learning and receiving healthcare, to receive treatment by bringing everyone virtually together. The metaverse gives us the keys to disrupt and revolutionize the healthcare industry to increase health equity, improve health outcomes, decrease the workload on our hospital systems, so the focus is now wellness and disease prevention. Imagine. The metaverse also has an opportunity to redefine remote learning. Imagine being able to go to class, sit next to your best friend, who literally sees you, a visual depiction of you. Let me go back. Education. The metaverse redefines how we view remote learning. Think about it this way. Say you are in class, you can sit next to your best friend who's poking you with their elbow, and they see you, a virtual representation of you, exactly how you look. Imagine that. Well, we're not that far off. Epic Games released a program called MetaHuman Creator back in April of 2021, where you can literally create a digital version of yourself that looks exactly like you, and you can take it to any virtual environment that you like to. I think that's awesome. We're also not too far because Sandbox VR has created an immersive virtual reality where you can feel, touch, see, and interact physically in a virtual space. There's a company called Porto located in LA. They have a device, we'll say, that's a holoportation device where you can beam your 3D version of yourself into a virtual space thousands of miles away. No headset, no gear. Think about it. Think about being able to research the Milky Way by literally walking amongst the stars. This type of opportunity redefines remote learning and makes it able for everyone, no matter where you're located, if you can move or not, your disability, it doesn't matter. We can have an enriched experience. Imagine. The metaverse has created an inordinate amount of opportunity when it comes to business. We have an opportunity to create jobs, new businesses, and new ecosystems. Today, we have a short list of business tycoons. We'll say Elon Musk and Warren Buffett. Short list. But the opportunities within the metaverse create unlimited amounts of opportunity for thousands or hundreds of thousands of people to become business tycoons. For example, Nike purchased a virtual shoe company called RTFKT. They made 600 shoes and sold it for $3 million without manufacturing one single sneaker. Not a one. There's also an online environment where you can buy parcels within the metaverse called Decentraland, where they sold $2.4 million of parcels to Tokens.com, where Tokens.com wants to create their own little Fifth Avenue to be a landlord to lease the space to other buyers. So think about it. If there's a gap, you can fill it and become the next Warren Buffett. We have an amazing opportunity to be able to significantly improve the social aspects of well-being for life. Job security, healthcare, education, environment sustainability. We have that opportunity through the metaverse. So the question is for you is, what are you willing to build in the metaverse? How are you willing to boldly go beyond and build a world that doesn't exist yet, where everyone is seen, heard, valued, and can live long and prosper? I'm really excited about the possibilities because it's only impossible until it is not.